So what do we have here? We have a glove, thumb, cuff. So this is going to get mattress stitched. This you're going to loop through all those 6 top stitches again and feed it through. There should be a thread right here. Just pull it tight. Make sure that any of these starting stitches here, you can take up the slack in those, and then weave that in. We have 2 little mattress seams right here, and you use that to weave in these ends at the same time. That's from the start of the cuff. This is from the end of the cuff. Yeah, it looks like I have a little loop here. Got snagged on something. Oh, it probably went around down around here or something. Yeah, well, I guess I have another end to tie in. Just little ends here by accident. Okay, and now our next step is to make some ribbing to go in here. So we're going to make this section of ribbing, and it's going to be grafted on to this and these stitches back here. So right now we're going to cast on and do it just like we did for the cuff here, except we are going to do fewer rows. Okay, so that is for this size 64. So I'm going to do left 32 to right 31. Look that up. Same thing on the back. Stitches between those, and then 1 to the right. Yeah. Okay, add springs. Okay, so we are going to start the cast on. We have end stitch size 1 1/2 front and back. And I'm going to use orange strippers. I'm not going to be putting this on a cast on comb. I am not, because I'm not going to be putting it onto a Decker comb. And I'm not going to be needing to pull it down and hold it for some reason, and rehang it. So I'm just going to do the orange strippers. And then we are going to do some rows of waste yarn afterwards. So I have orange strippers in, handle up. Okay, and that pulled it back a little bit. I'm going to give a little bit more slack because at the very end it pulled those back up. Okay, CX, stitch size 275. Okay, 2 rows. This pulled it out of the anchor spot. Yeah. I pulled it out. Okay. We're going to switch to NN and 375. Okay, 1 more row. And I'm going to hold this yarn down that popped up. Okay, that completes the cast on, and now we are just going to do 12 rows. I'm going to put this edge spring on now. It was pushing this down too much. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to put the end springs on here. End, edge, same difference. Okay, and before I do my last one, you may need to bump your stitch size up if you want to use a U100E to transfer stitches. I'm just going to give it 2 notches. Okay. Move the lock all the way out of the way, and same with the edge springs. I am going to bring up, so here I'm going to tilt this camera so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's try to tilt this. Okay, at least 6 or so, your preference. And now we are going to use the Tricofit to cast off. Bind off, cast off. Okay. Okay. Handle down on each. Rest that in the space. Okay, that's where my other eyelet is. Okay. Okay, we are going to take this needle up and wrap around. Then we are going to slide this so the Decker needle, that big needle, is in between that needle the stitch we just pulled up and the first stitch from the work. And then we are going to put this waste yarn in. I'm going to rest it in there, snap. Okay, and then it usually falls, is in front of the Decker needle. We're going to pull it down, okay? Okay, oops, that was supposed to be for rotation. I'm going to just make one rotation. It's not going to do anything. Or shouldn't do anything, really. Okay. Take that off again and push that back up. Push that needle back up. And wrap it around again. Okay. Decker needle in between. Okay, then we're going to turn this on. Okay. And then we are going to start twisting. Well, actually, let me look at the tracing. Ambi! Ambi! That's what I did. Put it on. Okay, we'll try this again. Okay, so this is wrapped around that needle. Okay, so both the levers start down. Okay, let's try this again. All from the beginning. Okay, so what we're going to do is take one needle up, 2 away from the start, and we're going to wrap the yarn around. We're going to take our Tricofit, this lever's down, the other lever's down, rest it on the bottom rail, move it over so the Decker needle is in between both, place it there, and that arm should be up. I'm going to rotate this around so that that line is up again. It kind of tends to move a little bit. Okay, so I'm putting that back in place between. Okay, I'm working the yarn around. Gonna put the eyelet in, rest it in, and snap. Okay. Okay, and you make sure that the yarn is underneath that Decker needle, which it is. You might have to work it through, but it happens to be under that right now. Okay. Okay. I release that, so I'm on the top rail now. Okay, I move this lever on the left up. Okay. And now I just turn. Don't press down, don't press to the side. Just turn it gently. Okay, so you can see what we have. So now we have our waste yarn, and it's not going to come undone. Oh, ha! Yes, it is going to come undone. It shouldn't come undone. Did that one miss? Well, it generally shouldn't come undone. It's pretty weird. Maybe it messed up that one needle. Yeah. Yeah, like here it missed too. So that could be just, I have some needles that are a little bent. I think the U100E might have bent a few. Okay, so this is our ribbing for the opening around the top fingers. So we're going to end up grafting it on with Kitchener stitch. So we are going to need maybe about 2 feet worth or so. I'm just going to cut about 3 feet right now and trim it down later. About 2 feet, yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so we have our pieces we are going to graft together. We have our ribbing section and the mitten. So we are going to join up, it's basically here, and here we're going to stitch all the way along. So I'm going to start right in this corner here. And on this side, what I'm going to do is stitch through this first purl bump. So I'm going to go wrong to right side. I'm going to do the same thing on this purl bump as well. Wrong to right side. Okay, now I'm going to get started on my regular rhythm. So this is coming from the right side to the wrong side, from the knit side to the purl side, and then I'm going to go from the purl side to the knit side on the next purl bump. Okay. And same thing down here. I'm going to come from the right side to the wrong side, and then the wrong side to the right side. And then continue on from the right side to the wrong side, wrong side to the right side, right side to the wrong side, wrong side to the right side. Okay, and if you don't want to have to go back and tighten them all later, what you can do is you can tighten these up. So I gave it a few till I got started, and now I'm going to tighten these up. Tighten up all these stitches. Okay, and then if you don't mind working small, you can try to tighten them right as you're doing it. So up here, tight, down here, tight, and I'm actually going to pass through back to this one. So I'm going to do those in the same motion, and then I'm going to tighten those. And up here, and then tighten those. And then down and into the one I came out of. I'm getting caught on stuff. Tighten. Oops, try to grab that. Up. And from the one I came from. And continue on until the end. Oops, I'm trying not to catch the waste yarn. I can catch it and just, you know, snip it later if it gets really annoying to try not to catch it. Yeah, but if I'm tightening it now, I'm not going to have to go back through and tighten up my Kitchener like I do when I do the top of the work. So you see how tight that is? Good tightness. Okay, it's going to be very relaxing, very meditative. It's late at night. The kids are asleep. For now. We'll see when my little baby gets up. It's been very calming to do this. Very relaxing. I would generally do this watching TV. Do a lot of my handwork. I do a lot of my handwork just sitting down with the kids watching TV. If I'm in here with the kids, my little baby, well, technically not a baby, I guess. She is 15 months old. She likes to emulate mommy, and she wants to play with the knitting machine too at this stage. So I don't do too much on the machine when they're awake these days. I keep catching the waist. Okay. Should play some soothing music. I'm going to wonder if I'm going to do that a little tighter afterwards. If it's a little loose, it might look a little loose. I might want to do that a little tighter. It's because it's on the comb, it's stretching that out. Could try to do a little bit tighter.